What has the pandemic taught us? Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle Hadad. Today I'm going to talk about identity crisis, drawing from Erikson's theory and reflect on what the pandemic has taught us, along with the connection between anxiety and fear. I have mentioned Erikson in some of my previous videos. He was a German psychologist and a psychoanalyst who developed the theory of psychosocial development based on idea of identity crisis with different stages according to the age. However, today I wanted to bring attention to the final stage of Erikson's theory, integrity versus desperate, which typically occurs after the age of 65. Traditionally, this stage is associated with mature adults who begin reflecting on their life's meaning, looking back on what they have accomplished, legacy they are leaving, and whatever they feel a sense of fulfillment or regret. But interestingly, what I have been noticed, especially after pandemic, is that many people seem to be entering this stage much earlier than expected. After pandemic, many of my clients, particularly those between the ages of 38 to 47, reported symptoms and internal conflicts that are closely aligned with this final stage. They start asking deeper questions about the direction of their lives, the role in society, whether they have done enough, not just for themselves, but for others. Some express a sense of time slipping away, accomplished by anxiety, urgency, and even desperate. It almost of the pandemic acting as psychological accelerator, pushing people, especially midlife, into early existence crisis, typically reserved for much later stage of development. And this, of course, can trigger or intensify feelings of anxiety, fear, and even panic when not properly addressed. This stage of life, whatever it arrives early or later, involves two key aspects: accepting life as it is, or recognize one of the growing society while in face of a growing anxiety about death. This doesn't just trigger despair, it also brings anguish and panic as people begin to truly grasp how time is slipping away. Looking back on life, what they did for themselves, and what they contributed to society. Many experience feelings of regret for what they didn't do, or anxiety over what they feel they have left undone. This fear creates insecurity. Many people become vulnerable, feeling psychological distress that often gets somatized, turning into physical symptoms in the body. When not addressed through therapy, these emotions can lead to serious illness. We all have fear, and if you don't, we might actually be facing a psychological disorder. In the past video, I briefly discussed the fears and explained the autonomic nervous system, which regulates our body's functions through the sympathetic and the parasympathetic divisions. If you miss it, I leave the link in the top in the corner here on the screen. Our bodies are incredible. They wear us when something is not right. Fear shows up and is often called anxiety. I truly believe you are living in an extremely anxious world, especially after pandemic. But why do you often blame the pandemic? Not just this one, COVID-19, which began in December 2019, but any major crisis such as war or other pandemics has the potential to trigger widespread anxiety. Simple because they threat health and life on a large scale. But now, just imagine, we are living as normal routine when suddenly the news around the world warning of deadline virus. It causes respiratory symptoms, severe headache, and worse, we had to isolate ourselves. From the moment we heard the word isolation, we became vulnerable. Now, we couldn't leave home. Shops shut down, panic spread, many people lost their business, and heartbreakingly, so many lost their lives. 1 and 2 years later, the world tried to go back to normal, but the people didn't. The aftermath of the pandemic feels like extended mourning. Some are still trying to catch up, attempting to recover what they lost. Others have yet to return to work or rebuild their routines. There are even those who have lost their sense of time, not even have a sure what's the date, the month, the year. Fear is left unchecked, can develop into panic disorder, agoraphobia, even post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. These cases often require treatment by psychiatrists, neurologists, and adaptive therapy, which can help. So if you sense panic or extremely anxiety, please contact your GP. In the next video, I dive deeper into fear and I will reveal my personal strategy for dealing with it. So don't miss it. Make sure to subscribe and click notification bell so YouTube lets you know when a new content is up. Don't forget to comment. If you feel shy, you can send me private message. I'd be more than happy to reply for it. If you want to make a session with me, someone asked, have only one day available, but you can contact through my website or WhatsApp, and you can push my books, The Secret Box, Find the Key in the Secret Box, Concave and Convex, the same website link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Mind yourself, and I see you next week.